are you going to kiss me? And so he kissed me. And he passed the test. He's been kissing me ever since. And so then the second night, I was so excited to go see him again, I got a speeding ticket.
Did you explain to the officer that you wanted to get back to that kiss?
And then the third night was after we went to a race, and I decided, okay, that's it, I'm going to go spend the night.
Dang.
So I dropped him off home, had my pillows, and the deal was I'm coming over after the race. He saw me the door open. You were already up in bed, weren't you? Yeah, he was already in bed. He had to go to work the next day. And so, spent the night. The next morning, he says, well, he's all up and dressed and ready to go to work. And he says, okay, we'll open up all the cabinets and look and see where everything is, because it's all half yours now. So that was our official wedding. We've never been apart. And so that was like the next day, or that next day, I asked Randall and Daniel, would it be okay if I move in with Bill? And they looked at me like, are you crazy? You know, it's like,
Oh yeah.
and I'm saying, well, I'm serious. Like, if you have a problem, this is like, whatever. You know, I mean, it wasn't that was like, are you crazy? That'd be awful. It was like, why are you asking me that? You know? That was what it meant, right? It's like, why are you asking me this? So then we were just talking about where most people get married and then they go off to work every day. After, what, 6 months? His company retired him. So we've been 24/7 for over 19 years. Wow. And we still wanted to get Besides...
as you
And they said it wouldn't last.
but you hear all the time, once you get married, things change.
I know. Good luck.
Well, are we done yet?
I remember after the first phone call, Dad called me and he said, I think I'm in love. He hadn't even met you and he was in love.
That's right.
Through the telephone wire.
Oh, but the rest of the story on the telephone call, the 3-hour phone call first night, I was sitting up in my home office. I was at my ex-husband's place with kids.
First of all, I had run an ad in the Riverside paper. And
For what? This is what
Dating a girlfriend.
Oh, okay, okay.
to have somebody in my life. And
He advertised for a lifetime of love and adventure.
yeah, that's right.
A holistically minded woman.
And but they
Which I had to ask him what it meant.
They had a voice mailbox at the paper. So I had to leave a message, which when somebody called in and they punched whatever number it was on my ad, they got to hear what I had to say and then they got to leave a message. So I had dated maybe 3 or 4 people at one time, met them, and then 2 weeks later I thought, I forgot all about my ad. I wonder if anybody's called. So Danada had left a message.
So what happened was I was sitting at the desk. I was working on year-end taxes because it was going to be our last year filing a joint return. And all of a sudden, a little thing went off in my head, and I thought, oh, I should call and see if anybody's left me a message.
Because you were living.
Because I wasn't where I was living. And so I phoned my message machine, and nobody had left a message. So I remotely changed the outgoing message. I had never done it before. I have never done it ever since. Change a remote. You could do that on the old machines. And people don't even know what those machines are anymore. And I changed the message to, this is Danada, yada, yada, yada. And I said, oh, call me at this other number. I'm at this number. Oh, please call. I really want to hear from somebody. Within about 10, 15 minutes of leaving that message, he calls.
3 hours and 20 years later.
3 hours and 20 years later. That's a good way to put it. Okay, we're done.